Today's processors come in two main types, a slot type like this, and socket type like this. This socket here is known as a ZIF socket. Most of the older processors, including 486s and Pentiums, use this design. Even today's newer processors, like Intel's flip chips, use a similar configuration. If your CPU socket looks a little different from this one, check the text notes in this chapter for some tips on dealing with different socket types. Carefully lift the arm to the side and then up. When you are inserting the CPU, make sure the arm on the ZIF socket is upright and you have the pins lined up with the holes in the socket. If you turn the CPU pin side up, you will notice it has one blunted corner like this. In most cases, there is also a missing pin to guide you like this here. These two indicators are designed to help you orient the chip in the socket. It only fits in one way, so carefully match up the pin pattern on the CPU with the hole pattern on the socket. Once you determine the correct orientation, gently insert the CPU into the socket. If it's aligned correctly, it should fit snugly, but it won't need to be forced. Now you can close the socket by snapping the tension arm into place. Next, we can attach the heatsink. Place the heatsink on top of the CPU and fasten it to the socket with the arm clamps. Now we can connect the fan. Our fan plugs into a connector on the motherboard. On older PCs, you may have to connect the fan to the case's power supply. The last step is to configure your motherboard to accommodate the new processor. Our motherboard is jumperless and will auto-detect the CPU when we turn on our PC. If your motherboard is not jumperless, you will need to set the jumper settings or dip switches at this time. Please consult the text notes in the motherboard chapter and your motherboard's manual for more details.